to another episode of Fairy Tale Wednesdays. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and a wonderful night. Of course, like all Fairy Tale Wednesdays, we usually start off with a craft and then move on to a bedtime story. And today's craft, of course, like all of them, we have materials that you can find right at your home. We don't want to encourage you to go to the store just for these materials because there is a pandemic going around, so we just want you to stay safe, and we want to stay safe with crafts at home. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started. So for today's craft, all you're going to need is simple notebook paper, or if you have origami paper, even better. But since we're staying with the theme of having stuff around your home, just any notebook paper or construction paper, any type of paper is perfect for this project. And then, of course, a straw. So you probably got in a straw accidentally at the store or when you order out or anything like that. This is a great way for you to reuse your straw. So perfect little project, and that's all you need. If you have scissors, even better. If you don't, this is the project for you, because this is the perfect way to just do this project without scissors. So only a two-parter right here. So let's get notebook paper out. It can be half a sheet. It doesn't have to be a whole sheet. It can even be the smallest scrap of paper you have is perfect. So if you use a half sheet, then you can do this project with the other half, and you don't have to throw it away. So what you're gonna do is from the bottom, let me turn the camera down. What you're gonna do is, if you've never cut like origami or played with origami without using origami paper, this is the way to do it. So this is the way I did it growing up, because there wasn't always origami paper available, and I did still want to do origami. So you don't need the paper to do it. It does help, but I mean, you can do it with any paper. So what you're going to do is form a triangle, perfect 90 degree. So what you want is to put that triangle right at the line. So you want to make it kind of perfect so that you do have that line, so make sure it cuts at the line. And so you can just go ahead and fold that down. And you're gonna make a nice little crease. Now, next, this is the scissors part. So you can cut here and then here, or you can do it this way. And all you have to do is fold it, a nice crease. And once you crease it, you go ahead and get your nails and then crease it even more. So make that nice crease. And just make sure you didn't get any of the other side. You want to make sure that you didn't cut off your triangle. So nice crease. And then you're going to go ahead and get your paper and then slowly tear that crease. So you can slowly see that it's starting to rip. There we go. Slow, 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 until you get to where you want to go. So I just need that top part, as you can see. And so I just need to crease it again on the other side so that I could have my perfect square. So you're gonna go ahead and fold it at that crease. And then go ahead and grab your nails or scissors and cut it off. So you're gonna crease it. I'm just showing you a way to use without scissors, so it's a little bit safer of a project if you don't want to use scissors. And then you can go ahead and then cut that piece off slowly so that you won't accidentally rip what you're trying to use. And there we go. So we have our perfect square. That's what I was talking about. So we have our perfect origami paper that we wanted to use. And what you're gonna do now is you're gonna keep that crease, and then you're gonna go around and make that other crease at the other end. So you're gonna grab both ends of the square. You're gonna have a diamond right here. Grab both ends and then fold it forward. And what do you think we're gonna make? What do you think? So since we do a lot of crafts, I always keep them side space as well. So this is one that you could do, and you could base your knowledge on it. So you can make this and then do a lot of different science activities with it. So whatever your mind takes you. So we folded it forward. Now we're gonna open the square, and you're gonna have it square-like. So before we had it a diamond, now you're gonna have it as a square. And then you're just gonna fold this forward to reach the end and then fold it. So we have the rectangle. And then you're gonna flip the square around and then fold it again. So there we go. Now you're gonna open the square again. So we should have the line there, the one in the middle, and then the one in the middle. So we have, how many lines? 1, 2, 3, and 4 lines. Okay, so now here's where you have to pay attention. You're gonna fold this side, so you're gonna hold your square like this. You're gonna fold this side and this side in. So you're gonna go ahead and grab this indentation, fold it in, just like this. So you're gonna fold this side of the square and this side of the square to each other. There we go. And we're gonna do that same with the other side. So we had our square, and then this side and this side, we're gonna go ahead and push them in together. Oops. Push them in together and make sure those two tips touch. So now we have a triangle. So after this, what you're gonna do is gonna go ahead and grab one of the tips and fold it forward. So fold it and fold it to that middle crease. So you're gonna fold it exactly to the middle, because on that other side, you're gonna do the same thing. So you're gonna make sure both sides meet. So you're gonna have it like that. And then you're gonna turn it around and do the same thing. So we'll bring it to the center, and then bring that to the center as well, so that they touch. So we have it just like that, both sides the same. And we're gonna do the same sides kind of activity right now, is we're gonna keep with that same side action right there. So what you're gonna do is bring this corner, and you're gonna bring it inside. So bring it to the center again. So you bring the corner to the center so that they meet. Corner to the center so that they meet. And then you're gonna do it to the other side. So corner to the center to meet the other center. Make nice little folds. And then here comes the last fold. So you're gonna fold this end corner. You're just gonna fold it a little up so we can make a little stand. So you're gonna fold that up, fold that up. So you might kind of see what it is gonna be. And then fold this up right there, and then fold this side up. So what is this? Well, it is a nice cool rocket. So this is something that you could use in science class. You can measure how far it goes and anything like that. But I wanted to create this cool little rocket that you could just play with, enjoy, and then if you want to go that extra step and learn a little bit more rockets, now is your chance. So what you're going to do is open it up so that it could have that middle, and then you can go ahead and let it stand just like a rocket. And last step, you have your spoon. Put the spoon, it's preferably that you have one like this, but any spoon will do. You could just put it up and then blow through it. But we're gonna make that rocket launch. So this is all you have to do. Put it on the spoon and take liftoff. There it goes. So that was so fun to make. So I hope you guys make it at home too. Just like I did, you can make it as big as you want. Just follow the steps. All you need is a square, and as small as you want. So any type of rocket will do. It just depends on your imagination and how far you want it to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Of course, after every activity we do, we go ahead and end it with a bedtime story. So let's get started. Today's story is gonna be called Pinocchio, Figaro's Day Out. Figaro scowled at Pinocchio from the corner. Ever since the Blue Fairy had brought the puppet to life, things had changed. Before, Figaro had slept in Geppetto's bed. He had eaten all his meals beside the wood carver, and he had been the one Geppetto told his stories to. But now, it seemed like Geppetto only had time for Pinocchio. Suddenly, a dragonfly flew past Figaro's nose. The kitten chased the bug through the cottage and out the front door. But before he could get his paw on it, the dragonfly flew out of reach. Just then, Figaro heard a voice. "Here, kitty, 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 here, kitty, kitty." Figaro happily trotted across the street to where a little girl stood with her mother. If Geppetto didn't have time for him, he'd get his snuggle somewhere else. "Oh, aren't you just the sweetest little kitty?" the girl said. "I'm Victoria. I wish I could keep playing with you, but it's time for me to go home." Giving Figaro one last rub between the eyes, the girl stood up and she and her mother walked away. Keeping his eyes on the girl, Figaro followed behind, waving down the street after street. Finally, Victoria and her mother reached a small building. Figaro tried to follow them inside, but the girl's mother stopped him. "Oh, please, Mama," Victoria pleaded. "I'll take good care of him." "You know the rule," she said. "No animals." "I'm sorry, Kitty," Victoria said. "I'm not allowed to have pets. You go on home now." Figaro looked around. He had been so focused on following the girl that he hadn't paid any attention to where he was walking. He realized he had no idea where he was. Nothing looked familiar. How was he going to find his way home if he didn't know where he was? Figaro began to walk, but soon it started to rain. Figaro thought about the last time he'd been so wet. He had been playing outside while Pinocchio and Geppetto did their shopping, when suddenly it had started to rain. By the time the two got home, the poor kitten was shivering. Pinocchio had carried him inside and dried him off with a warm blanket. Suddenly, the little kitten's stomach began to grumble. It must be dinner time. A little way down the road, Figaro spotted a market. Looking up at the fish seller, he meowed loudly, but the man just swatted him away. "Off you go," he said, brushing Figaro aside with a broom. "Find your food somewhere else." Figaro's stomach growled again. It seemed that he might be going to sleep hungry. At the thought of sleep, Figaro yawned. Perhaps it would be best to find a place to spend the night. But everywhere Figaro tried to rest was already taken. He was chased out of a dark alley by an angry cat. In the park, a pack of vicious dogs snarled and barked at him until he ran away. And under the bridge, he was hurried off by a family of ducks. Spotting an empty step in front of a shop, Figaro laid down and put his head on his paws. The little kitten began to whimper. He had never been so cold, so hungry, so tired, or so lonely in his whole life. As he tried to get comfortable, Figaro thought of Pinocchio. Pinocchio had set up a nice spot near the fireplace for Figaro and even saved his allowance for a cozy blanket. Figaro started to feel bad for being angry with Pinocchio. The next morning, Figaro woke to the sound of someone calling his name. "There you are," Pinocchio cried. "Father, I have been looking for you all night." Suddenly, Pinocchio noticed that the little kitten was shivering. He said, "Oh, you're freezing. Come along. We'd best get you home at once." Back at the woodcarver's workshop, Geppetto built up the fire and settled Figaro in his nice warm bed beside the fireplace. Pinocchio gave the kitten a big bowl of cream and a plate of fish. "There now," Pinocchio said. "You should be feeling better in no time." Geppetto smiled at his son. "You take a good care of Figaro. There's nothing left for me to do for him. You certainly love him, don't you?" Pinocchio sat down beside the kitten and began to pet him. "Oh, Figaro," he said, "what would we have done if we had lost you? We do love you so." Figaro looked up at the boy, surprised. That was the first time Pinocchio had ever said he loved Figaro. But as Figaro thought of all the nice things Pinocchio had done for him, he realized the boy had been showing the kitten love all along. Nuzzling Pinocchio, Figaro snuggled up on the boy's lap. Warm, dry, and with his belly full of food, the kitten began to drift off to sleep. Perhaps, he thought, Pinocchio wasn't so bad after all. In fact, having another person love him sounded just fine to Figaro. And he realized he was starting to love the boy too. The end. Such a wonderful story to end off the night. I hope it's a quick reminder to tell the person that you love them. Just a simple saying, even though you show them love, it's always nice to hear those words that "I love you." So I hope you guys enjoyed our nice little project and our bedtime story. Remember, we try to do this every Wednesday, so stay tuned for our next episode. And our last week's episode is already up. But of course, as always, have a great night, a great week, and a great month. Bye, everybody.